Welcome to another Pittsburgh Steelers live stream mock draft. I am Alex Kazora. Getting the draft started here at 9 p.m. Eastern Time is when things will kick off. I'll pull up the draft here in just one moment and we will get things started. So, our second attempt at it, and hopefully it goes, let's say, a bit better than the first one we did, the official one in partnership with Walk the Mock. That was not my favorite edition in the world, but much has changed since then, and we'll go through the setup here as I pull things up on my end. So give me just 1 second, and I'll get to you guys here in the chat, and we'll go ahead and get things started. As you guys can see, draft opens in under 15 minutes. Thank you guys for being here so much. Appreciate the support. A lot of guys been looking forward to this. I promised you after the last one, we would do at least one more, and I'm a man of my word, and so here we are, hopefully with better results, but I'm going to need your help to help me draft in this one. Not the official Walk the Mock. You can see here, not a full room of humans. Hopefully more people join, but looks like maybe half, maybe a bit more of humans will be drafting with at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It's set up for all 7 rounds. I very much doubt I'll do all 7 rounds. My goal is to do at least rounds 1 through 3, and then maybe the 4th round as well. We are on 1-minute clocks and pick times. That should speed things up a bit. The last Walk the Mock was 2 minutes, which felt a touch too long and really drug out the draft, and one reason why it was only a 2-rounder, which did feel short, and it was hard to do trades. So it kind of made that more difficult and less realistic. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys could hit the like button, would really appreciate that. Want to get as many people in here for our final mock draft live stream as possible. We got ODG Dorkman, Captain Spartan is here, Fred is here. We got Pugana Drone 97, Steven, Edward, John, whole bunch of people here in the chat I talked to before we went live and before things kick off at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to like the video. Also, if you guys could subscribe to the channel and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. We'll have a ton of draft coverage for you guys in the days leading up to the draft, and then, of course, during the draft and after. My final, what I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will do mock draft will take place and drop Tuesday morning. And so it'll be Tuesday morning that I'll have my final prediction. I'm no idea what I'm going to do, who I'm going to actually mock to this team. Have some options in my head, but I really don't know which way I'm going to go, especially in round 1. Is it tackle? Is it center? Is it something else? Chris is here. Vegas, Thomas, Houngan at large. Mike is here. Adam, Parliament, Eric. Thank you guys so much. I can answer some questions before things get started. Ideally, I'd like to trade back, which is something we didn't accomplish before. We weren't able to make any trades down or up. And last time we did not get a center, which was an issue and remains an issue for this Pittsburgh Steelers team. It's, I think, most outstanding question. When will they get a center? Who will they target? Will it be round 1? If it's not, do you get aggressive in round 2, move up for somebody? Who will be there? What options? And worst case scenario, if you miss out on your big 3, Barton, Powers Johnson, Frazier, what are your backup plans? And so I think that really is where it starts for Pittsburgh. Let me know how the audio sounds. I'm going to have to, I think, mess with the settings too. Let me turn down the desktop audio settings. Not that it's going to affect things right now, but whenever the draft starts, I know last time initially the music gets a little too loud and some of the other sounds are. So whenever we get started, just let me know and I can play with the settings, but hopefully I sound okay. If I sound too quiet or off or something, just let me know. Brandon's here. There are, again, here are the list of the humans, the people here with the names. You see my name there. Those are the humans. The ones without are currently occupied by the CPU. So I suppose somebody, if they would like to, they could join. If they want to be the Bengals, if you wanted to actually be the Bengals for your Thursday night. Nate Wiggins, let's get weird, says Mike. Yeah, I mean, hey, I like Nate Wiggins. I don't think he'd be my prime choice, but I wouldn't hate that. Richard wonders if they'll sign somebody for the draft. It's happened, although it's typically lower level types, bringing back somebody like a Miles Boykin. That's happened before. Right after the draft, you've seen some movement to Monte Casey 2 years ago, Keanu Neal last year, got Patrick Peterson still sitting out there, Chandon Sullivan as well. So if they don't get a slot corner, I think they go back to those guys immediately. Typically, you see movement post-draft. So the draft is opened up, and we will enter. And the rankings don't matter. Go to the draft room. And I'll make sure the window looks okay, too. Let me know if anything's cut off that looks important. I think we're good from last time. I know this lower ticker is large. I can't control that. I'm sorry. That is not anything I can modify. For Waga, make it happen, says Mr. Wood City. Mason Smith, no matter what, says Brenton. What time is the draft for the NFL? This draft is at 9. The actual NFL draft starts next Thursday at, 8 o'clock, I believe. And that'll be round 1, rounds 2 and 3 on Friday, and then rounds 4 through 7, plus undrafted free agents, and that frenzy on Saturday. Ben says, hey, Alex, always enjoy these Walk the Mocks. I do too, and appreciate you being here, Ben. Got a really generous super chat here from Craig McKinney, Esquire, $25. Thank you so much, Craig. Says, for the love of God, please draft a center. Yes, mistakes were made last time. I attempted to try to draft a center to trade up. The good news is, with a full 7-round mock draft, in terms of the layout, the format, it's a lot easier to trade than last time when you were in a 2-round mock draft and nobody cared about getting your 3rd-round pick that was useless for the purposes of the mock. Although I sent good offers, and I don't know, even ones that were better than offers that were actually accepted, but that's all spilt milk. 8 minutes until the draft. We are picking at 20, assuming we stay there, which we may move around the board. Did not make trades last time. Let's see what the room chat says. It's empty. We'll get the chat started. What do I think of Cam Hart, says Will? I mean, he's your Steelers-looking corner. He's big. He's long. One of our readers sent an email on the recent podcast, talked about some shoulder issues that he had. I didn't write the report on Cam Hart. If you go outside corner, day 2, 3rd round, that's a possibility. You got Jackson from Oregon as well in that bucket. I think slot corner, though, is that area you probably target a bit more, considering there's nothing there. If you're going to go a day 2 corner, I'm looking at Max Melton. I don't think, and that's a dangerous phrase, I don't think Sanders still will even be there at 51. Andrew Phillips sounds like a day 2, but even round 2 type of guy. But Melton is somebody I've really circled in that slot corner 84 bucket, and we'll see where he goes in tonight's draft. Ross says, Graham Barton, then let's have fun. We'll see. Could be Graham Barton. Could be the pick in real life. Davis here with words of encouragement. Go, Alex. You can do it. I don't know if I can. That's why you guys are here to help me out. But I appreciate all the support. Be sure to like the stream. Check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan should have their pre-draft presser sometime next week. I would assume Monday or Tuesday. And so we'll be covering that, whatever tidbits they offer before the draft actually kicks off. Have I watched any of Dwayne Carter from Duke? Says Nico. Yeah, I mean, he was a box checker. He's a good power rusher. I know Tom Mead wrote the report on him. A little on the shorter side, as you mentioned, but I think the guy is pretty no-nonsense, rush it down the middle type. Ronald, can we trade back in the first round for an extra pick and still get a center in the first round? Yeah, I think you could. It depends on, are you targeting a particular center? If it's a Graham Barton, maybe not. I think if you move down, you'll get a center, but does, talking real life, does Powers Johnson fit your scheme perfectly? I don't think so. I think he's a bit more, he's not unathletic. He can get out in space in the screen game. I just don't think he's a great fit in terms of hitting a moving target, and ideally not the strongest fit for that wide zone scheme that Arthur Smith will, have that day 1 install. Right? It's not his sole run scheme, but it is the bread and butter, the foundation of it. I don't think it's a great fit. Powers Johnson, a little too big, not as good. Again, redirecting in space, second level type stuff. I don't want to call him just a pure phone booth guy. That's too cliche. It's not him, but I think Barton fits better. I think even Frazier fits a bit better as well. I think Frazier is very much the type of center that Arthur Smith can work with. There may be better guys than him, and Barton is more athletic, but I compared Frazier long ago, back in February, to Ben Jones, and that was Smith's center in Tennessee. Frazier has to be the pick, says John. Could be. We'll certainly be looking at centers, but tackle, again, you guys know my thoughts. I really want to move Broderick Jones over to left tackle. And kind of like center, once the tackles go, it's a good class. There's depth. There's going to be options at 20, but once they're gone, and they won't be there at 51, it starts to thin up. You got Blake Fisher, who I'm not super high on. He's 20, he's young, developmental. They may take him. But other than that, in terms of guys they've shown interest in, especially finding a right tackle, is a little harder to do past round 1. 4 minutes until the draft. John's asking a leading question. Is a 6'3 receiver with 4'3 speed who led college in touchdowns a first-round talent? Could be. Sounds like it. I assume you're talking about, I don't know, is that Brian Thomas? Is that who you're referring to? Not tiny arm, Barton, please. So there's somebody anti-Barton. Yeah, somebody will certainly hate my pick, whoever I take, and more than one person. Trade back with either Arizona, Buffalo, or KC, says Andrew. We'll see. It takes two to tango. I can't wave a magic wand and make it happen. Let's see if we have how many humans here. The Bears are a computer to start, but we got a good number of humans here. And Denver's already traded up. I don't know when that occurred, but Denver's already moved up to 4. The chat, just me. Got a bunch of computers in front of me. I think those picks are basically automatic. Wish we had a couple more humans here. I thought Thursday at 9 might be a decent time. Maybe it's a little too late. $5 super chat from Todd Williams. Just a thought. Can Dan Moore Jr. play center? He is pretty athletic. Yeah, he's not a bad athlete, but I don't see him as a center. I think he's left tackle and a left tackle only. Maybe you could theoretically talk about guard. But I think he plays a little high. Dan Moore does. I think he's best at left tackle. Tim, this is technically a full 7-round mock draft. I am committed to do the first 3 rounds, maybe 4. We'll see how things go and how long it takes. Adesso729 says, let's light this candle, Alex. Light the candle, indeed. Thoughts on the possibility of DeJean at 20? Realistically, I think it's a backup plan if there's a really big O-line run. I think it's less likely. You could put him in that sleeper bucket. As my YouTube just crashed. Hold on. You guys still got me? Let me pull the stream back up. Everyone still have me? YouTube just randomly crashed on me for a second there on my phone. But I think DeJean would be kind of an emergency type of plan. I've been sent a trade offer, and my sound is off. That's what I got to do. Hold on real quick here before we look at this offer. Where are our trades at? Where do we find the trades at? Usually I know where they're at. 90 seconds here until the draft. Where are trades? Somebody help me out here. Why am I not seeing where my trade offers are at? Thought it was down here somewhere. This is the queue. What button was it for trades? Anybody know? Anybody help me out here? What am I missing in terms of finding where the trade offers were at? Room chat? Is it a room chat? Just about ready to kick off here. 25 seconds. Scroll down. I don't know why it's this hard. It's usually right there. Scroll all the way down. This is as much as I can scroll. That's weird. Did it bug? Is there a bug? Can I refresh? Let's refresh and see. Maybe the draft has to start for a trade offer, but I got sent an offer. Tell them in chat to resend. All right, the draft has started. Let me make sure my sound settings are on. Things are a little wonky, seemingly right now. It was bottom right on the last one. Okay, there it is. I think it doesn't show up somehow until... Anyway, getting 5 from the Chargers. No, we're not. We're not doing that. Not going to move up to pick 5. I don't have anybody that I'm dying to take at pick number 5. All right, hopefully the sound works. Again, let me know on audio levels if things are too loud. Assuming the sound works once the Bears make their pick, which I assume they'll take Caleb Williams. Trade back with Zona. Yeah, I think on, real life, I think Detroit's a team to watch once the draft actually kicks off next week if they want to move up for maybe a quarterback. All right. Let me know audio levels. Pick is in Chicago. And they go, okay, Marvin Harrison. Sure. Why the heck not? So in both drafts we've done, Caleb Williams has not gone first overall. The last one was Drake May, and this one it's Marvin Harrison. So how about that? And this was a computer pick, so I don't know what's going on over there. But let's have fun with it. Let's get weird. A little loud? Okay, I can turn it down some still. We'll adjust. Good news is we're kind of waiting for a little bit. All right, Washington. Will they get Caleb Williams in both drafts we've done? It's looking that way. Computer thinks Fields is a Bear still. Yeah, apparently. All right, Washington. The pick is in. Maybe. Maybe. There it is. And there's Caleb Williams. So it's good times in Washington. I don't think they're going to get this fortunate come this time next week. Quick pick on New England. And they take Jaden Daniels. So it's Marvin Harrison, the upset pick at number 1. And the picks are going in quick as Denver moving up for a reason. And the Broncos take J.J. McCarthy from Michigan. Chargers, who sent me a trade offer. And yeah, the trade offer did not pop up until the draft began for some reason. But we're good now. Chat still pretty quiet in terms of the room chat. Not you guys. You guys are great. Do I value Drake Nugent from Michigan at center? Yeah, he was probably going to play center, but you're talking late round guy. This is we're in plug and play status where whoever you pick is going to have a real shot to win that job out of the gate with a veteran quarterback and a new offense. Do you want to go with a late round, 4th round plus type of guy? Trade offer coming in. Is that from the Chargers? Now Seattle. What do you guys think here? Go back. Be me going up 4 spots. Not loving that based on the current board. I think we're going to reject that. Let this thing play out. There's the okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why Enos Rackstraw Jr. is going. I don't know, guys. Yeah, we're going to reject this trade. And maybe reject this draft room. This is less than an ideal way to do this draft, but that's fine. Yeah, I think people are trolling. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's just very mad that I rejected his offer, and so he's gonna just blow up the whole draft room. Who knows? Giants on the clock here. We'll just roll with it. We'll just focus on our picks. That's all we're caring about. See what the Giants do here. I got quarterback options. Do they go Drake May, who has slipped? Let's see. And some elite neighbors. So Drake May continues to fall as the Titans are on the clock. Tory Taylor, pick 20 now. Let's do it. Let's go all punters. Ryan Rico after that. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe. We're going to have a lot of draft coverage. I know the channel's been a little bit quiet lately. Going to wait until the draft picks come in, do some tape breakdowns on that. All right, see what the Tennessee Titans do. Question for us is tackle or center. I'm going to put up a poll here in my famous take 10 hours to get the poll up for you guys, but I just want to take your temperature on it right now. And we're going to talk, I know, very broadly here, but trying to go too intricate on the poll with my terrible system. I just want to see what you guys are interested in more, tackles or centers. And we're back just in time to see the Titans pick. And the Titans take Rome Odunze from Washington, one of 3 Husky receivers who will be drafted and drafted relatively high. Do we get Drake May? Do we go after Drake May? He is falling. He is in full Aaron Rodgers mode. This is Walk the Mock, the Pittsburgh man. Yeah, maybe the Bears' long game was to get a quarterback at 9 and still get a Drake May. I know it depends partially on who's available, but just kind of talking very broadly there, you know, you have the debate between the upgrade by moving Jones over to left tackle, his natural spot, kick more out of the lineup, get a right tackle, or do you go with the obvious need at center, where there might be quote-unquote less positional value, but you got nothing that you feel comfortable and confident about to start. Falcons pick us in. And they go quarterback. All right. Not entirely sure why after drafting Kirk Cousins, or after signing Kirk Cousins, but sure. I mean, he fell, so there's an angle there. Seahawks trying to trade down from 16. Don't think we're going to trade up here, but we'll see. Big maybe. This is an awful mock. If it goes down this way, I'll donate a 1K. We're going to hold you to that. I think you're safe, though. See, I'm trying to join the worst lobby, so I just look better by comparison. That's my whole long game I'm playing here. Just be in terrible drafts, and people will say, Alex, you did a much better job than those guys. That's my whole game. Bears, who did not take a quarterback, they took Marvin Harrison, and the quarterbacks are now gone. What do they do? What does the computer do? And why does the computer need the entire clock? Not sure. Dallas Turner. Even after trading and signing Montez Sweat last year. Does the audio sound good, too, when the pick comes in? I turn things down, not getting complaints. I assume it's okay. If it needs to be adjusted up or down, just let me know, and I can make that happen. We are on the clock here for this Walk the Mock Pittsburgh Steelers live stream, doing at least the first 3 rounds, maybe the first 4. We'll see just where we're at time-wise. No idea what I'm going to go with the first round here. Let's see, last time, who did we take in the first round last time? Not a center. We took Amarius Mims, right? It was Mims and Pearsall were our 2 picks, which I still don't hate. If that played out on draft night, there's risk and debate, but I think I'm good with that. The Jets. What do the Jets do? Good sound level? Okay, cool. Thank you. And you're welcome, beef cheese. A sense I've never said before, but you're welcome, beef cheese. And the Jets take Joe Alt. That's a really good pick there. Guys saying the audio still sounds a little too loud. Okay, I'll bump it down a bit more. I'm sorry, you're right. It was Corley, Malachi Corley. I was thinking Pearsall for some reason. So it was Mims and Corley. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Alex, would you take Fontenot or Mims if you had the option? I'd go Mims. I understand the risk and the lack of starting experience. With Fontenot, they draft him, which they could. Where are they playing him? You know, people think draft Knicks will kick inside the guard, which he could, but if he goes to Pittsburgh, he won't. Does he go to right tackle and play a brand new position? Doesn't seem ideal with all the right tackles you could take, like Mims. Center, if Barton's there, take center. Take him to play center. And then you keep it left tackle, then Broderick Jones is stuck at right tackle. So I just don't really get what the fit is there with Fontenot. So I would take Mims. Cleaner. Vikings, Gator Boy will make the pick. Check out the room chat here briefly. Nothing new there. We're getting pretty close to our selection. I'm going to stop the poll here and see what the results in just a moment. As the Vikings take Jared Verse, the edge from Florida State. A couple edge guys should be gone in real life next Thursday. How do we end the poll here? And we'll come on back. But with the poll results here, tackle 56%, center 43%. Jason, who's the best center? I rank it for me and for Pittsburgh: Barton, Frazier, and then Powers Johnson. Tackles are falling, but we played this game last time, and the question is, if you don't get a center now, how do you get them? Will they fall? Maybe. In this way this thing's going, who knows? Looks like a lot of people left. Looks like a lot of people noped out after seeing how this thing has gone. That's all right. And the Cardinals take Quinyon Mitchell. First corner off the board. Some of these corners slipping a little bit. Terry and Arnold. What if he slips to 20? Have to at least have that discussion. Sebastian says Barton at 20 or trade down. I think trading down is always, not always, I shouldn't say that, but a smart play. But who wants to come up? I'm going to send out maybe some offers as we get close to trade down, pick up something. Arizona's picking at 27. Detroit, I think those are going to be the areas I target. Let's get this Raiders pick in, and we'll kind of start looking at some trade options. Maybe a bit early. It's a lot of robots. Not all, but it's a lot, unfortunately. Yeah, the computer will trade with me. They will, Aaron. The Raiders will select Fashanu from Penn State. I would not take Brock Bowers if he was there, Mike. Just too many other needs. Just feels a bit too luxury. Let's look at some trade opportunities here. Arizona. We go first round, pick up. They got 3 thirds. If I do their third, something like that maybe. I get their third, their fifth. I give up 20 and what's that, 119? Maybe decent offer there. I'm going to put that on hold for just 1 second. Because all these linemen are falling, I feel like I can trade down some spots and still get a lineman. I know those are famous last words, but it's a decent deal. Swap 2s with the Cardinals. We'll send that offer here in a second. Just want to make sure there's no crazy run on linemen right before we come in. Take a look at Detroit as well and see what maybe they would be willing to do. And as the Saints take Ryan Thomas Jr., staying local. Let's see. Detroit. We did something like And it's going to probably be harder to do something with Detroit. I just give them their third. Give them a 6. I think we'll try Arizona first, though. I'm going to give one more pick and then submit this offer I'll pull up for you guys just to get confirmation on it. The middle of their 2 third-round picks. And they'll get back 119, my 4th-round selection. I go down 7 spots to pick up whatever that is. That's probably, 60... what is that, 71? Top of the board, Brock Bowers, Terrion Arnold, Talise Fuaga, Latu from UCLA, Byron Murphy, Fontenot, DeJean, J.C. Latham, also out there. As the Colts will make their pick. And they take Latu. All right, going to make this offer. I think the board looks pretty clean enough. We're here at 16 to make this offer with Arizona. How do I offer the trade? Rejected. All right. Not good. See what Detroit, what they might want to do here. I don't think they're going to do this, but we're going to offer it. So the offer here, pick up their third. They get a 6. I go down 9 spots. Back end of the first round at 29. Packers on the clock. Otherwise, we got to start thinking about our pick here. I'm going to put a poll in after the Packers pick if we have to stay at 20, which is still certainly possible. And the Packers selection is... it's Trey Fontenot. Right, so there goes one lineman off the board. Going to try a poll here really quickly. Just going to throw up some random names. Let's see here. Let's go Barton, Mims, Latham, and let's go Terrion Arnold as well. I'm sure there's probably some other names I can put in there for you guys, but that's going to be the 4 I'm going to go with here really quickly. Going to try to do one more offer with the Cardinals, too. I still would like to trade down. If we do first, we get their last of their third-round picks. Actually, they have 4 third-round picks. We're going to take the third of the 4. And I'll give them... what I want to do here. A 4... We'll see if they do that. It's kind of just a small modification. Jaguars pick is in. We're coming up here pretty quickly. And they take Arnold. And so he's off the board. No, Latham's the right tackle. Rejected. The Lions have not responded. Not a good sign. Bengals on the clock at 18. And we're coming up here really quickly. I don't think a deal with Arizona is going to get done. I'm going to try their other third-round pick. One last... Oh, I want to make sure I pick the first round. Oh, that's almost a big mistake there. I'm still good moving down, getting an extra third. We got to get more capital. And the Cardinals don't want to dance. That's not optimistic. Let's try Tampa Bay here really quickly. The Bengals about to make their pick, and then it's the Chargers, and then it's us. And so this thing's coming up here really quickly. And so we're going to have to act really fast. Try to get a deal done. Let's take their back end of their third-round selection. Rejected. Bengals pick is in. A lot happening. Chargers on the clock. We are on deck. The Bengals take Byron Murphy. Hope to place DJ Reader. Trading down is looking a lot less likely. It's not looking too strong right now. I think I hit a wrong button somewhere too. Now the Bills have nothing. Let's see. Let's go all. I think we're staying, guys. I don't think a trading down is a possibility right now. Fuaga, trade down with Kansas City. That's a pretty far drop. I don't think a trade's going to work. I think we're staying pat here, guys. We're on the clock. We're going to have to make our pick, turn the card in. And we got 57 seconds. The Chargers take. Graham Barton's off the board. Oh, wow. What do we do here? No, Detroit has not responded. We got 45 seconds. Fuaga, Powers Johnson, Frazier, top tackles, Latham, Mims. The poll is tight. I didn't even check what the poll was. But, We're going to check the poll here really quickly. We got 30 seconds. We are running out of time. By we, I mean me. I am running out of time. Check the poll. Oh, let's not stop the stream. My trade's been rejected. The poll. I lost where the poll went. Latham, Mims, Barton, Arnold. We're going to go the other tackle. We're going to go J.C. Latham. We're going back on tackles. We're avoiding centers. Are we going to make the same mistakes as last time? Potentially. Barton was gone. He probably would have been the pick. Instead, it's J.C. Latham to maul at right tackle. And now we're back to the can we trade up for a center? We're back to that game. But I think Latham falling to 20, you kind of get the road grader mentality at right tackle. Probably even better, more consistent than Mims right now, with more experience as well. So we had to do it with Barton gone. I think it's a touch early for Frazier. Powers Johnson, can they slip? Can we trade up? I think that's going to be our next plan of attack. So really a mirror image of our first walk the mock draft. But that got intense. I really wanted to trade down. That was ideal for me. But I sent out 4 or 5 offers. And so ideally, again, you still get to move Broderick Jones over, get Latham at right tackle. I love that pairing overall. And now our mission is find a center, but also receivers in need, slot corner, D-line. As the Dolphins take Fuaga. And we have to think about where our trade-up might come in. I really would only want to give up a 4th to go up, but that's not going to probably do a lot for me. I don't want to split up that pair of 3rd-round picks given our needs and the value there. I really would prefer not to, as the Chargers have been active. All right. Oh, next year's first rounder. Okay, interesting approach there. Pick swap to trade up. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. It's just harder to do. See what the Chargers are doing. And they take Jackson Powers Johnson. So Dave Bryant's talked about their need at center. And now we're left with Zach Frazier. So do we have to come up now? Oh boy. Oh boy, this is deja vu. It's never easy. It's never easy here, guys. So there goes Powers Johnson. Still have Frazier. What else is potentially out there? Mims is still out there, believe it or not. Although not the craziest thing if he ends up being in the 20 somewhere. Who are the Cowboys? Do we try to go in front of Minnesota? It's probably too late for that. Will the Cowboys take a center? Brock Bowers is still there. I remember Mike asking, would you take Bowers if he was there? DeJean's still there. Wiggins, McKinstry, Johnny Newton. Haven't seen the receivers go. Brian Thomas went. But will that receiver run happen soon? 405 people here in the chat. Appreciate you guys so much. And Kool-Aid McKinstry. And now we look at Dallas. I don't think I can trade up because, again, I really want to give up only a 4. And I'm at 51. So I'm going to have to wait a while. Where the Chargers have been active, where are they picking? They're not going to be of use to me in terms of a trade opportunity. Maybe Seattle. They've made an offer, so they've at least had some trade activity. I don't know if a 4th-round pick to go up 10 spots will do it, but that's probably where I'm going to start looking at and cross our fingers Frazier falls, but we may be in the same situation as before, unfortunately. Getting this O-line run here. I mean, you had Barton, Latham, Fuaga, and Powers Johnson go, so that the lineman that fell ended up not falling super far. So maybe in some sense a good thing we did not trade down to, say, 27, 29, where I was targeting. Cowboys, no Zach Frazier. Come on, no Zach Frazier. Anybody but Zach Frazier. There it is, A.D. Mitchell from Texas. We're good. We're good. We're good. Pearsall at 51. Russ says Frazier. Russ, how you doing? Glad you're here, man. Quick pick for Seattle. And they take Johnny Newton. Rob says, you screwed up, Alex. You have drafted Fuaga. I'm assuming that should have drafted Fuaga. There'll be critiques. I'm taking Latham over Fuaga, though. Steelers needed A.D. Mitchell, says Ron. Only got one pick. Only can do one thing at a time here. Gonna miss out on some talented players. That's just the name of the game. Tampa Bay, could they use a center? Potentially. And what else? Buffalo. What does Buffalo have at center? I got to look back on Dave's post. They lost Mitch Morse to Jacksonville, who Pittsburgh brought in for a visit and did not sign. Trying to think what they got at center. But right now, we are in a holding pattern. Desmond, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the 400 on the nose that are here, hanging out with me, doing at least the first 3 rounds tonight, maybe the 4th round as well. Ron, thank you for the great pick. Tampa Bay taking Mary Smims. So his ball stops. Oh yeah, they did sign McGovern. I always forget they signed McGovern. So thank you, Tommy. DeGene is still on the board, yes. So is Brock Bowers. A big fall for Brock Bowers. Let's see. Hingo McCrinkleberry is still there. The Penn Stater. So would be a good pick. His celebrations will bring in the fans. Pearsall, Ladd, or Polk, who you got? Probably between Pearsall and McConkey. I really like McConkey's route running. I think best separator, just natural route runner in the class. I think Pearsall, the hands are good for both. I think Pearsall definitely has a good pair of hands. No bad choice there. I did more homework. I wrote the report on McConkey. I would probably have some bias and lean there, but between one of those two. Asher's Coffee Beans is here. Thank you. John says, don't panic, Alex. Let things play out. My middle name is Panic. If I'm not panicking, I'm asleep or something. I mean, I am anxiety all the time. Cardinals. And maybe a bunch of picks, I think, just came in. The Cardinals take Tyler Guyton. I think another pick just came in, too. Yep. Real quick on Buffalo. Silent. And we'll find out together who they took. Xavier Worthy, replacing Gabe Davis with Worthy, a solid pick there. Do we trade up? If I trade up with Seattle, it's going to have to be like last second, because I'm not going to trade up with a bunch of picks in advance and lose out on Frazier and have no reason to have made that trade. So top of the board for you guys, Bowers, DeGene, Wiggins, Chop Robinson, Penix, Nix, McConkey, Darius Robinson in that green room at the draft has not been taken. Jordan Morgan, Troy Franklin, Keon Coleman, some of those tier 2 receivers. Fisk, Cooper. There's Pearsall, a bunch of those receivers. So again, our needs, slot corner, receiver, center, D-line. It's where things are sitting right now. After taking J.C. Latham, falling to us after a wild round number 1. Lions on the clock. There goes Cooper DeJean from Iowa. And so Baltimore will make their pick. Pedro Cazorla Hugs from Brazil. Pray for center the next pick. You and me both, man. We're going to try. We're going to try to make a move. Yeah, where's Enos Rakestraw? Yeah, that is... It's been less weird since then. After Marvin Harrison and Rakestraw, which, who knows? I'm going to hope they clicked the wrong button. We'll be optimistic about it. It's been more conventional, I would say. Kind of scroll through the picks for anybody who missed. If you guys want anything, me to check a position or a pick or something, let me know and I can pop it up. Baltimore, making the pick. Ravens get Bowers, I quit. They're probably going to take Brock Bowers. It's going to be Andrews. And likely and Nate Wiggins. So Bowers continues to fall. Still a good pick in Wiggins. We'll see where Brock Bowers goes in real life. The Jets, the Bengals, somewhere else. Mixed in with all the tackles and receivers. A couple of corners, edge rushers. Is it Latham? Am I saying Latham? Gino, thank you, Latham. Again, I'm so bad with pronunciations because whenever I watch tape, it's either the coach's tape, and so that has no audio, obviously, or if I'm watching the TV broadcast, if I can only get that, it's usually muted and I got some podcast or something on in the background. So I am really bad with pronunciation. So I do. Once I hear it once, I'm good, but I don't always end up hearing the names too much. 49ers on the clock at number 31. Wiggins ain't pressing on George, I'll tell ya. That's true. 49ers will select Ladd McConkey. Trying to think, do you send an offer to Carolina? Oh, as unlikely as that would actually be to work. Give up a 4. I mean, this is highly unlikely. I'll give up. I think one of these is ticketed. I don't know. We'll do it. And next year's 5. We'll assume the Chiefs don't take Zach Frazier. We're gonna hope. With Creed Humphrey there. And Smith at guard. Not that you're really playing Frazier at guard. We'll send it. Why not? We get Ayuk. Be nice. Does that mean Ayuk trade? Does that mean, yeah, there it is. Brandon Ayuk to Pittsburgh confirmed. Yeah, it's probably going to take a third, and I don't want to do a third. So, highly unlikely. I would not accept this deal, but we start low. We lowball. It's good negotiation. Chiefs to round out a bonkers round 1. It's Darius Robinson. So, he gets out of the green room on the stage. We have taken J.C. Latham, not Latham, Latham, in the first round, and we are now in round 2. I assume Stubby will not be impressed by our offer. We're looking at Seattle to go up with Frazier. I'm going to start making some offers, though. I'll even try Arizona again. I mean, I don't think they're going to do this. I'll let the Panthers pick go. But we are still on center watch to start day 2. 399 people here in the chat. Please like this stream, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Really appreciate that. Brock Bowers, a second-round guy. How about that? Chop Robinson, Penix, where will the quarterbacks go? Morgan, Franklin, top interior lineman, Frazier, Beebe, Haynes, Pooney, kind of a sleeper. Van Pran, Granger. Our trade's been rejected. Obviously, the pick is in. And the Panthers take. There's Chop Robinson. We're going to try something with Arizona. And I don't think my offers will be strong enough. If I could do a pick swap, maybe that's a thought to move up. Yeah, it's just Arizona's just not returning my calls here. If we do something like we swap 3s, it's going to have to be that. And I'll give them a 4. So I'll go down 6 spots. Right? Yeah. And then they get a 4. I'm going to let the Patriots make the pick, though, and then we'll send that. The computer's not picking automatically. It doesn't look like, at least. There were other centers don't reach too much on Frazier. I think it's a safe trade. I'm not sending a 3rd. I think that would be not a reach at all, I think, in terms of talent and value. I see the drop-off really happening here, though, so I'll pull up the board. Going to just close out here. Jordan Morgan going to make this offer to Arizona before they can make their pick. I'll throw in a next year's 5. Did our trade get rejected? Isn't the computer picking? Why are they not responding immediately? That's weird. They should be. I assume that means they're not going to take it. All right, it's been rejected. Not good. Not good. Not good at all. Don't know if I have time to get this trade off to them. I will give up a next year's 4. Because who cares about next year? Alright, Arizona does not want to dance. Alright, they're going to have to make the pick. We're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait. Try Washington. Yeah, I could. I'm going to let these guys make the pick, though. Because I'm not entirely sure what Arizona's going to do. Going to just close out. And it's Troy Franklin. I don't think... Again, I just don't think I have... Without giving up that third rounder, I don't think it's going to be enough for me. The Chargers are trying to get ahead of me, too. They've already taken a center. So I'm not entirely sure their plan. But we are right now focusing on center. Sending too much. Try Tennessee. Try Texans. Hold tight. Frazier, would you take him and move Barton to guard? I'm not going to draft both Frazier and Barton. Arizona Computer still holds a grudge about Super Bowl 43. It appears so. They got Hines Ward. They're coaching Arizona State. Let's let bygones be bygones. Washington clearly not going to do this trade here. Well, we should be center safe on them. They have the Cowboys. Was it Biadasz? See who they take. Tackle from BYU might kick inside. Minnesota, they've made a trade real quick there. They took Penix. Okay, didn't even, just went away. Tennessee, they have Cushenberry. They're just a repeat of the first walk the mock. We're just talking centers the whole time here. Puma, you're being passive when trying to trade up. Be a little more aggressive. I'm trying to be smart. I don't want to give up that third round pick. I really value having those 2/3, and that could get me to move up. I think it would. But if I can get away with just a 4th rounder, that to me is ideally what I'm looking for. I can try Carolina again. Rejected the first time. Brock Bowers is still there, incredibly. I don't know what's happening with Brock Bowers. Come on, Stubby. That's his name. Let me try to make this trade. Just looking for a little help. Not made one trade, despite all my offers in these 2 walk-the-mock drafts. J.C. Latham, our first-round pick. Trying to trade up with Stubby. And the Titans will take. There's Brock Bowers. Been sent a trade offer. What have been sent here? Okay, I don't know what. Okay. Well, we're not doing that. That's outgoing. The Chargers are just wild out here, man. Got Jim Harbaugh going crazy. Doesn't understand the draft. He's been out of the game too long. Been in college for too long. Don't think Carolina's gonna get this deal done with me. Wouldn't trade up, just wait. I mean, he's still falling, which is good. It's positive. Been sent another trade offer. Been sent 2 trade offers. Is this just Chargers guy spamming me? Commanders. That's a good deal. I'm gonna see what Carolina does though first, just to protect myself. Chargers guy is we'll just ignore him. But Washington, real quick here, guys. I think, 2? Did they get a 4 or 5? Let's check the pick here. Oh, God. I think we gotta take this deal. We gotta take this deal. I've taken the deal. We are on the clock. I love that deal. Quick recap here. Moved up. What is that, 11 spots? Gave up a 4. I get a 5 back. That's a great deal. That's an amazing deal. You know who we're taking. I'm not even doing a poll. We are going Zach Frazier. We are getting our center. We are finally getting our center. It's only taken months at this time. I'm going to let some time expire, and we'll celebrate. Got some champagne. Let's crack it open. Sending me a trade offer. Not even looking at it. Just Chargers guy probably giving me 800 terrible trade offers. But Zach Frazier, we are getting our center. We've gotten our tackle. Things are going well. How is this happening? It's real life. Must be a dream. Zach Frazier. Welcome to Pittsburgh. The pick is in. And you guys thought we wouldn't get a center, even though you were right before. Zach Frazier, day one center, plug and play. He is our man. That's a fair offer from Washington. All over that, for sure. The trade offers still coming in. Can we block Chargers guy? Okay. Chargers guy, I think, is just not even sure what's happening here. But we're not going to ignore... We'll ignore that. We're getting Zach Frazier. Russ will be protected, says Ultimate Elite 11. The Kazora artist, stumbling and lucking his way into good picks. As got a trade with Jacksonville coming up. So, hey, if this could happen, I think realistically, if Pittsburgh does go tackle, you have to be aggressive in round 2 for a center that were to fall. Can I block Chargers guy? I don't know. But really happy with this overall. Okay. Proud of you, Alex. Thank you. Can we show the deal? We sure can. It's going to be, we gave up, let's see, our second round pick, which would have been 51, and a fourth round pick, which is 119 for pick, what even that is that pick at that point? 40, I guess it would be, and got back a 5. Yes, we didn't have a fifth round pick before. Yeah, we'll have to see if I can do that. I don't know if there's a block feature, but we're going to have to take some time to explore that, because I want to celebrate the pick here. And now we have receiver, slot corner, D-line. That's what we're looking at. See what the Jaguars do. All right. Keon Coleman. All the trade offers. It is a 7-round mock. Malachi next, they say. I don't think there's a block function, unfortunately. He likes me. He clearly likes me a lot here. It's been a fun draft. It's a weird room. We're blocking Jim Harbaugh. Corley next. Ricky Pearsall. Go to settings. Turn off. I mean, I kind of need notifications on. I don't think even notifications are a thing I can turn off. So that's, I don't even see that as a feature. Go to settings and turn notifications off. All right, we'll look at it here. Braden Fisk goes. Yeah, I don't see a setting to do that. Am I missing something? Sound, live pick animation, text notifications. I'm not getting more notifications on top of notifications that I've gotten. Percent chance of Steelers trade for Ayuk. I'm not going to put it at 0, but low overall. Yeah, Aaron, I'd be very happy if this is the way things went in real life. So, top of the board here. Bo Nix, Edgerrin Cooper. Let's look at receivers. Let's get focused. Pearsall, Roman Wilson, Xavier Legette, Malachi Corley. It's still a strong receiver class right now. We're not picking for a while, but there's talent there. At corner, let me try to click off on the corners here. Sanders still, TJ Tampa, Max Melton, Kyrie Jackson, Cam Hart, Andrew Phillips, and then it kind of falls off from there, unfortunately. Click plus near the trades. Trade up for... I'm not trading up right now. And when Wilson goes... Trade up on the... hit the plus button on the trades? I don't think. I don't think there's an option to do that. Just all the offers are in right now. They should have some sort of block feature, though. Oh my goodness. Melton or Pearsall would be amazing. Malachi in the third, and this is my dream draft, says Skittles. Don't want Corley. He's really raw and limited route tree. That's a fair critique. It is a fair critique. All right, Raiders on the clock here. I'm not spamming them back. I'm not wasting my time doing that. That's nonsense. Click the chat and list the members. I think I looked at that already. I'm not saying away. Maybe Joe is here. Joe is Hun. Hello, friend. You are here in the chat, and you are all about... We should accept one of these trades. Really should. See if Rook falls. Yeah. We gotta go D-line. D-line's still an option. Raiders taking Bo Nix. Pretty good way things have shaken out for them there. Need speed on defense. Grant Cohn thinks Ike to the Steelers will happen. We'll see. Grant Cohn said a lot of things. I don't know. If it happens, most likely before the draft. Go to settings and deselect opt-in. I think that's for text notifications, and that's to opt-in to get text notifications, which not doing. All right, let's look at the big board here. We're celebrating our picks here. J.C. Latham then trading up. I mean, again, super happy with that trade. Really reasonable offer that Washington sent. So thank you to them for getting a deal done. Let's see. Is Michigan quarterback still on the board? Yes, Mike Sanders still right here. Still on the board. I'm not making a trade. I think we're going to just kind of stand pat. If I wanted to make a trade, I had many offers to do so. Where's my keys? Just tuned in. So happy we got Frazier. You and me both, my man. We're both happy here. As the Saints select Edgerrin Cooper. Hello, JW. How you doing? Yes, Kyrie's still on the board, assuming you mean Kyrie Jackson. Colts on the clock here. Very happy with this draft. Very happy overall. I was very nervous. I like Frazier, just not feeling the Latham pick. I mean, could have gone different tackles. I'm happy with it overall, though. I mean, Latham's got some flaws, I think, in pass protection, setting the edge, and protecting the edge, I should say. See what the Colts do here. Receiver, slot, corner, or D tackle, next right. Likely one of those three buckets. Thinks Latham's a guard. Yeah, I've heard some talk about that. I get that, but I think in this system, we can go mauling, run blocking, right tackle. Nice pick here by the Colts to get Ricky Pearsall. Yeah, do you guys want the sound off? It'll take away the sound of the picks, too, and you just have to hear my voice, which is not the only sound you should be hearing, but I can turn the sound off if you guys are annoyed by the clicking of our friend here sending 38 trade offers. You guys want sound? We'll ask you guys to get some input. Sound off. Okay, we can do sound off. It's also good for me. We'll see how it sounds if you're stuck with just my voice here. Let's see. Have to go receiver next pick. Big drop off the later rounds in the draft. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the board looks. It's still going to be a while. We're still mid-second round. We're still before our original second-round selection, so it's going to be a little bit. Let's see what the Giants do. Peyton Wilson, who Pittsburgh brought in for a visit. One of two inside linebackers. They're going to draft an inside backer. When they took a look at Kalike Hudson, didn't sign him. They sent Aaron Curry to 3 pro days at Ohio State, Kentucky, and North Carolina. They're drafting an off-ball linebacker. Not early, but 3rd, 4th round. I think 98, 119 is where that could happen. Probably too late to get a Peyton Wilson, but they're going to draft an off-ball linebacker. Trade up late 2nd, use that 5th to get to Washington. I don't think a 5th's going to be enough firepower. It took enough to get the 4th to even do it. Got a feeling Eichenberg is going to be a mid-round inside linebacker pick. Yeah, I mean, Curry at that pro day, there was Eichenberg and still Chambers, but I could see Eichenberg late 3rd at that 98 spot, 119, certainly. Taj Washington, Xavier Weaver will be all the way before our cornerback needs. Would you rather have Pearsall or Kyrie Jackson with our first 3rd? Well, Pearsall's gone, but I'd take Pearsall if he were to fall. I think he'd be a guy that won't get out of the top 60 overall picks, maybe gone by 51. Have I considered a trade with the Chargers by any chance? I have considered it, yes. Mason Smith with the second, third rounder. Yeah, I think that's a great spot for him in 98. Developmental guy, play some, limited snaps his first year as a raw, coming off the ACL. I think that's a really interesting pick there if you can get him at that spot. Trade up for Leggett. No trades. We're going to stand pat. Got Leggett, Corley, Polk, Tez Walker, McMillan, Burton, Baker. There's still talent at receiver. I mean, it's just stupid good at wide receiver. Newbin, no safety is gone, right? There's not been any safeties taken. Not that Pittsburgh's in the market for a safety, but just kind of shows the weakness of the class. Go get Corley, says I am Pat Freiermuth. Pat, you want the targets. You should want fewer additional weapons around you. You need a contract. You should not be advocating for more people to catch the ball. Thoughts on Johnny Wilson? I don't know. These big guys that, how well can they separate? What are they? Receivers, tight ends? I just never been a huge fan. There are guys that have worked, Darren Waller, but it's not usually my cup of tea. Thoughts on Tez Walker? I didn't do the report on him. Did have Arthur Smith at that pro day. I don't know where I would stand on him in relation to the other receivers. I just spent more time, more research on the other guys. As Broswell going to Washington. Sanders still, we missed that. He went, at least I missed it, going to the Eagles. So, yeah, again, I don't think Sanders still is going to get to 51. He may even be a late first-round pick. That's possible. Like Pat Freiermuth, very unselfish. We appreciate that. Luke McCaffrey, I mean, he's former quarterback. There's a rawness to him. I think his game's probably still a little unrefined. We're talking maybe day 3 thing there. It's not where McCaffrey can be your out-of-the-gate number 2 receiver. That would be in a potential double dip type of scenario, I think. But you want to get a really higher caliber receiver. It's a little frustrating to watch Pittsburgh. They traded away Deontay Johnson, which I didn't love, didn't like. But then they signed Van Jefferson and Quez Watkins. It's just a bunch of guys that are backups, number 3, number 4, number 5. Will they make the roster types? Got to get a dude. Got to get a starter here for this offense you don't want more questions with your passing game. You want this passing game to at least feel normal and competent and serviceable. Hopefully better than that. But I'm kind of tired of just collecting all these middle of the pack, if that, type of receivers. No running back has been taken, right? Which is, could play out in real life for sure. Click through some of the names here. Who are the top corners available? Max Melton. Will Melton get to our next pick? It's not looking great right now. Phillips is still there. We're looking at slot options. DJ James. What else? Where's Renardo Green at? Where is Renardo Green? Did I miss him? That's a slot option that hasn't been talked about a lot. I do not see his name, though. Is he under the safeties? Has he been taken? Anybody see Renardo Green? Might have missed him somewhere. Yeah, I think the Deontay trade still really not fully understanding. I mean, I can get, and there goes, all right, why did the Eagles they took Sanders still and Max Melton? I know Melton can play outside, but come on, Philadelphia. Taking all the slot corners, so that's going to be an issue. Patrick Peterson, you're back to becoming a Steeler. Yes, me and Chargers guy. I'm sure he's a good guy. I'm sure. It's all right. Look at free safety for Green. Yeah, I thought I looked there. I'll check. Let's see. Bullard, Bullock. Oh, there it is. Renardo Green. Thank you. Who said that? Martin. Thank you, Martin. I appreciate that. Not sure why he's listed. Is he considered a safety conversion type? Tyke Smith. I think Jim Nagy was talking him up the other day. I wish Andre Sam wasn't 25 years old. Be a lot higher on him. Put Green in the search. Yeah, that was... You guys are smarter than me. But we found him. We found Renardo Green. Good picks. C-Re-A. Okay. Thank you, Bill. I'll take it. Sean, thank you, Alex, for saying some of the same things I said about the receivers. As I say, when they traded away Deontay, you were creating more holes and problems than you were solutions. Well said, Sean. I'm with you. But we'll see how they ultimately fill it. They can still get it's not like it's a receiver class that has depth and talent, so they certainly can. I think we'll get a talented receiver, but it is going to be an area of focus. And I just say that to let's not get a fourth round. If you want double dip, maybe, but you need to get a quality guy. And that's where I think, wouldn't hate a receiver round 1 just for that principle alone, even knowing the other outstanding needs and the depth at receiver makes it much more likely to do round 2 or day 2, but that probably lends itself to I think round 251, because depth will still go. Depth is great, and it's there in the receiver class, but when you're picking at 84, a dozen plus, probably 15, 16 receivers are off the board, and no class is good enough to have a really high-end, day 1 type starter guy at 84. You can find talent, Deontay in the 3rd round, but there's more risk, and you're more limited in your options and styles and guys you like, obviously. So I really think, again, not to talk too much in a vacuum, but 51 receiver, you'd like that, but a lot of other positions you're juggling as Rook goes to Miami. So let's look at D-line. You got Sweat, Hall, Mason Smith is there. Dorless is a sleeper, even though I think it's going to be a second-round type of guy. Leonard Taylor, Dwayne Carter, Gabe Hall, Keith Randolph, too. Not much buzz on him. Pittsburgh brought in Crumity, but that's day 3. Who's angry? Let's see. I don't think anyone's angry. Why do you want to trade down so bad? That was stupid. Did I want to trade down in the first round? I thought, again, here's the issue. Here are your needs, just kind of broadly. Center, tackle, D-line, slot corner, wide receiver, and then you can talk about outside corner. You can mention safety depth, inside linebacker, which I think this team will address, and you have 4 picks in the top 3 rounds. You just can't fit all your needs in there, just even on the math alone, let alone the actual names. There's the first running back, which may happen in real life. Jonathan Brooks going to Dallas. I'll flip through the second-round picks here. You guys want to catch up, again, taking Zach Frazier in our day 2, round 2 trade-up, which I think is really realistic if Pittsburgh does go tackle or something that's not a center in round 1. Many offensive tackle appears on 20. Can you show again the first round picks? I can, Pedro. I will scroll back through the top. Very weird at the top here with Marvin Harrison and Enos Rakestraw Jr., but that's from our friend. I will scroll on through. Arnold and Byron Murphy going 18 to the Bengals. We took Latham at 20. Ravens taking Nate Wiggins at 30. Darius Robinson, last pick of the first round. And the Bucks take Marshawn Nealand. I think had a bunch of pre-draft visits this year. What was the deal for the trade-up? I'll show you, Zach. Really good deal overall. I was surprised at how strong of an offer it was. I was going to give him my 4th-round pick without anything in return, but we gave up a 2 and a 4 to get their 2, go up 11 spots, and get a 5 back. So that's an all-day, don't have to even think about it type of an offer there from It's a fair offer. I don't think we stole the trade, but I'm really happy with that deal. Yeah, trading back for more draft capital makes more sense to address all the needs. Well said, Howard, and I agree. So what the Packers do here, as we are winding down round 2, going to do at least the first 3 rounds. Craig, it's okay. He's fine. We're all good. We're all good. There goes Leggett. Later than I thought he would go. Nice pick there by the Packers. Top of the board, Tyler Nubin. The safeties still have not been touched. Malachi Corley, Junior Colson, Jalen Polk. 100 offers. Hooray. Braylon Trice, Patrick Paul, Yeah, Packers look good. That's for sure. Mark Miller, I think the Steelers are content with moving Daniels back to center and drafting his replacement at guard. I wouldn't agree with that, Mark. Omar Khan was asked about the possibility of moving Daniels to center at the combine, and he basically said, no, that's not their intent. Their internal plan is Nate Herbig. Right or wrong, I think that's why they did not even bring in a veteran free agent center, because they figured he'd be very similar in terms of skill and competition, even with a bit more experience if they brought in Michael Dieter, whoever, whatever, Bradley Bozeman. But Herbig is their internal guy. I think it was Austin Booker, twitchy edge guy. Also Spencer Anderson and Ryan McCollum are some of the guys that are going to get some center reps with whoever they draft. Sure, quality of the pick matters. I mean, there's no question about that. And you have to evaluate not trades in a vacuum, but the board and what's available and depth of the classes. But there is something to be said about, trading back and having more capital. It's not black and white, and that's fair. But I certainly see the value in trading down, just depending on the offer that you get. No, he's happy to. 100 offers. He knows how many offers he sent. How we should engage. We're having a good time. He's having a good time. Any thoughts on Kellen Deach? He's a weird body type. He's tall. He lacks length. We'll see if he plays guard this year. And another receiver off the board. Jalen McMillan. Apparently 100 is not the max. We're at 101 right now. For Wagger, Mims, I'd take Mims. I know there's risk on the game, on the lack of experience. I totally get that. And if you say that I'm out on that as a first round guy, then I understand. But I will go Amarius Mims. I will roll the dice there. Chelsea, don't like taking a tackle. We have 2 starting tackles. So we don't have a center or a receiver too. Yeah, but I really want to move Broderick Jones over. I really, really do. So I'm good with that. I think it's a perfect way to do it. And again, still getting Frazier, I'm happy with overall. Worthy and McMillan for the Bills, yeah. I mean, they're going to be... Buffalo's going to bounce back. I don't think Diggs is going to hurt them too much. Diggs was not even a big offensive player for them the back half of the season, and they were still successful. Buffalo still went on a great run to finish out the year. They're going to be just fine. They lost a bunch of other pieces, which is probably a bigger concern with all the releases and cap savings and cuts they had to make defensively, I think. But Diggs is not going to be this major, major loss for them. All right, let's see here. Corley, Tez Walker, Burton, who there was a thing in the Bob McGinn, the Ty Dunn Go Long Substack article that had some character concerns with Burton. I'm not aware of anything like that. Baker, Washington, Brendan Rice, who's Jerry Rice's son, Johnny Wilson, Jamari Thrash. I'm going to try to say something to this guy. We're going to try to be nice to Joe. And worst thing is, he says no and sends more offers. But it'd be great, Joe. You sent 100 offers. Congratulations. We're all happy for you. But if you could stop sending the offers, that would be also fantastic for all the 369 people here in the chat as the Ravens take T'Vondre Sweat, who's not had a fun pre-draft process. Burton hit a fan after a game. Oh, okay. That is good to know. Thank you, Brenton, for that information. Yeah, that will create some character concerns for sure. No, Burton could be a Steelers type of pick. I'd be very, very surprised. Pittsburgh has been super clean in terms of their prospects. I mean, some guys occasionally just kind of be immature, but in terms of having actual off-field type of stuff, they have not done that in forever. So they were very much a Harson Smarts kind of team. We're gonna try to put the sound back on. Maybe it has worked. Hey, it worked. See, it did work. No more trade offers. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate you. Good luck to your Chargers. Have a great night. That's the 49ers. Select Tyler Newman. The sound's back on. We're back. We're rocking and rolling. And the first safety is off the board. Can you show the linebackers that are available? We sure can. I have to turn that off. Junior Colson, Jeremiah Trotter, Cedric Gray, Trevin Wallace, Eichenberg, Jalen Ford, Tyron Hopper, Curtis Jacobs. If you want the edge guys, not the Pittsburgh's in big demand for that, Braylon Trice, Adisa Isaac, the other Penn State edge, Jonah Ellis, who has 2 L's, 2 S's. Remember that second S on Ellis. Gabriel Murphy, he's got a Schwinn. Mo Kamara, interesting guy. I think kind of feels like a Steeler, more of a shorter but power type of guy. Javon Sullivan had a good story about him meeting Mike Tomlin. So those are the top linebackers available. All right, Chiefs on the clock for the final pick of round 2. As we'll get back on the clock with our 2 third-round picks. Who am I thinking at 84? Looking receiver, D-line, slot corner, and there goes another receiver. And so it is starting to get thin. And again, that's a difficulty at just trying to fill up all these needs right now. There's no question about that. Receivers looking thin. And the bottom line is if Pittsburgh doesn't make a trade, nothing radical happens, you're going to be short at one position. And the question is, what are you willing to not really come away with much draft-wise? Is it slot corner and you re-sign Patrick Peterson? To me, that feels like a most likely option. I don't think it's going to be receiver. I'm very confident they're going to draft a receiver pretty early. Top 3 picks. Center, I think it almost has to happen. I think there is a scenario in which they don't take a center early. If the guys just aren't there, then they're not there, and you don't want to reach and panic. I could see them just sticking with Jones and Moore at tackle, but they've looked at so many tackles. It feels like they're going to do all this work on tackles and then not take somebody. It's tough. I go back and forth with it. There's no easy answer there. D-line could be maybe you wait on that, a day 3 type of thing. We'll see. It's a big draft for Omar Khan. As the Panthers take Michael Hall Jr. to kick off round number 3. So, yeah, the corners, you got Phillips. Let's see what else you have on the slot. It's really Phillips is kind of your top guy right now. There's Green. There's Jalen Simpson. Feels early, though, on him. D-line, Mason Smith could be the guy. We'll see. See what Arizona does here. Wilson or Thrash. You think Latham's a project? I wouldn't consider Latham a project. Mims felt like much more of a project projection than Latham. Yes, Mason Smith's still available. Which tackles are available? We'll find out after this pick by Arizona. Braylon Trice. Let's see, tackles. Somebody asked about tackles. Patrick Paul, the Yale tackle. Blake Fisher is, and we're not taking a tackle, but Fisher is still there. Rosengarten. Could that be an option for Pittsburgh if they don't go tackle early? Blake Fisher, Rosengarten, right tackle types. Feels possible. Cameron Kinchins goes, our second. I like Cameron Kinchins in a relatively weak safety class. He's got size, he can blitz, he's got cover skills, ball skills, good production. I think Kinchins is a guy. There's a couple guys from the U. You got him, James Williams, who may convert to inside linebacker. And tomorrow I'll have a report on their slot corner to Corey Couch, who's the true slot corner. I could see him as an undrafted free agent, potentially with Pittsburgh. Heard Dan Moore can't play right tackle. Is that true? Yeah, I would not. I don't think anybody would be excited about Dan Moore playing right tackle, including Dan Moore. I'll put it that way. He likes Matt. How do you pronounce it? Is it Goncalves, Gonclaves, but the Pitt kid? No receivers or corners. Steelers have one real wide receiver and 1.5 corners. I get it, but we didn't have a center, and I would move Broderick Jones over. and there were quality tackles there. So point taken. Again, with this draft in real life and in this mock, you're not going to come away with everything exactly the way that you would want it to come out. There's Isaac, Penn State. Bring back Cam Sutton in the slot, says Skittles. His legal stuff, even though I think it's a misdemeanor now, that's all going to play out. You're not touching that situation right now. Michael John says, have you ever used the NFL mock draft database simulator, Alex? Much faster and good trade offers. I have not. I'm not 100% sure what you're referring to. I've used mock draft database in terms of projecting guys and realistically when I do mocks and stuff like that and talk about some prospects, but that sounds different than what you're referring to. Cameron, Alex, any safeties on the board you could take to fill the slot corner role? Renardo Green is listed here with the safeties. That's one name. Other than that, not really seeing anybody that I would have confidence to do that. I think Taylor Demerson has some versatility to his game. I do like Mustafa from Wake Forest. I think that's a sleeper guy. Physical, downhill hitter, not the biggest guy. As the Eagles take Cooper Beebe, but I think Malik Mustafa, somebody's going to get a guy with him. Maybe he becomes more of a sub-package type of player, but that's a name to watch in a relatively weak safety class. Is Steven Nelson still a free agent? Would you bring him back? I don't think Steven Nelson would want to come back based on his last comments about him getting cut by Pittsburgh. I don't think he loves the Steelers right now. So I think the only Steelers former corners who could come back are Peterson and Sullivan. Mike Sanders still at nickel would go crazy. Yeah, I hear that, Court. I think Pittsburgh's in an awkward spot. To get him too early for 20, won't be there at 51. All right, we're coming up here pretty soon. I'm going to put a poll for the position. I won't do the names because some of these names, well, I don't know. Oh, we've been sent a trade offer. Is this a non-Chargers trade offer? Wait, are we serious? No, it's our old friend here again. Wait, I don't even know. No, it's our friend here. It's our good friend Chargers fan. We're not doing that. Blake Corum goes second running back off the board. Let me do a poll here. If I can pull things up to do the poll. Whatever you guys say here, I'm going to draft, the position at least. This will be you guys dictating the position, and I will pick the player. Let's bring us back here live, just in time for the Cardinals pick. Can I scroll through the best available all positions? I can. The pick will come up here in just one moment, but we are scrolling. As the Cardinals will take Javon Bullard. I don't see the need for inside linebacker. I don't have the insight on Cole Holcomb's status. I think the team is looking to protect themselves after the depth was hindered. I don't like the class much in general, and I think there are so many other needs for Pittsburgh right now that I would not take a receiver with one of these 2 third-round selections. Can we show the top corners available? We can. Got Abrams, Drain from Missouri, Jackson, Hart, Phillips, James, Brownlee, Carson, Pritchett, King. I will show the top receivers, which are thinning out. Tez Walker, Burton, Baker, Washington, Brendan Rice, Johnny Wilson, Jamari Thrash, Luke McCaffrey. And the top D linemen, Mason Smith, Brandon Dorless, Leonard Taylor III, Wingo, Carter, Jackson, Davis, and Gabe Hall is also there. Pick is in for the Jets. Spencer Rattler. Backup Aaron Rodgers. Thinking Mason Smith. That's where my head is at, but you guys will tell me the position. So we'll see if you guys go D-line. I have no idea where the poll's at right now. You know it'd be Steeler-like to get McCaffrey. It would. They love bloodlines. And they brought him in for a visit, so you certainly can't rule it out, George. Doug says I messed up. I don't know what that refers to. Could mean a lot of things. But Doug is unhappy. If Tez Walker is there, I think we need to take him, says Ross. We'll see what the chat says. Looks like receivers leading the poll according to Chelsea. Gabe Hall tested better. Wish he could play. Yeah, there's a lot. He's pad level. He plays too tall. The pass rush arsenal isn't really there. I think there's some work to be done with him, but the frame is, of course, interesting. As Wingo goes, as we are in the third round for this Walk the Mock live stream after the 2-round mock we did last time, the official version. Yeah, we have too many needs, can't satisfy everyone, unfortunately. That is so true. Ultimate Elite. Craig, what are your thoughts on Junior Colson? I'm just not happy with the inside linebackers overall, to be honest with you. It's just not something I think Pittsburgh, again, given all the other needs especially, imagine you take an inside linebacker with one of these third-round picks, and I'm kind of getting away from your question specifically about Colson, but just to broaden it out, and you can only take, one of a D-line, a receiver, or a slot corner. With your other third-round pick, man, you pick again till the 5th round. That is trouble. Falcons on the clock. We're coming up here. I'll stop the poll after this next pick or two, and then we can talk about the particular player you guys want me to look at. Thank you so much for being here. Really fun chat, and turn up and holding right around 400 throughout the last hour and a half. So I really appreciate that. And there goes Junior Colson. Speaking of him, he is off the board. A reminder that some programming notes that we'll have our Steelers Depot podcast draft roundtable on, it should be for Monday. It may get changed potentially based on what Tomlin and Khan do. Dave and I will have to kind of talk about that and talk about some schedules with the other guys, but hoping to have a big roundtable with everybody who did draft stuff for us this year, which we had a great team to support us with all the scouting reports and mock drafts and other draft-related content. So that'll be a Monday, Tuesday type of thing. And yeah, podcast tomorrow with Dave and myself as well. All right, Bears are on the clock. I will stop the poll after the selection because we are coming up here. And the Bears take Patrick Paul. Pittsburgh has not done a ton of work on the tackles outside of round 1. Some with Blake Fisher and maybe Rose Garden as well. But obviously they've had an early round focus. No question about that. All right, we are back. Receiver dominating the votes. My goodness. Can we go wide receiver again? So Tez Walker, Burton, Baker. I feel like if Walker's there, I think it's got to be him. But after that, I don't know if there's anybody I really love here. Do you go McCaffrey? That feels a little early. Washington feels early. Yeah, it's again, you see this receiver class that's strong start to thin out by the 3rd round. Because when you have, talent there, everyone else sees it too. And most teams could use an extra receiver, extra skill guy. And so it goes. And there goes Mason Smith. That one hurts for sure. Do I try to trade up for Tez Walker? Do I give Washington back their 5th rounder they gave to me to get him? I might do that. Because I see a drop-off here from Walker. Burton's got the character concerns. Not that we're too concerned about character in a mock draft where I end it after the pick, but to make it a bit more realistic, I think we try to do something with Washington, to be honest with you. We've done one trade with them. I give them What do I want to do here? Can I get back a 7? I just want to make sure the Raiders don't take him because he's one of the top guys on the board. It's a computer pick. I have no idea what they're going to do. I'm going to click out here as soon as the pick comes in so I can see it and make the offer as soon as possible. Okay, they take Dorless. I'm going to send this offer. See, me and Washington can do another deal. Me and new GM Adam Peters over there. Marjo does not like the trades. This is Kevin Colburn. This is Stan Pat. But we're going to try this trade. The Chargers deal. What did they offer me legitimately? I mean, that's not a good offer. So we're going to reject that. It's been rejected. I don't know if I can do anything else here with Washington. Let's see. Just a 5. They made their pick. Who they take? They took Trotter. Atlanta. We're going to try a trade here. I know some of you guys may not like it. I'm very sorry. But I want to make another move up. Because I see the receiver group drop off. We have Tez Walker on steroids, George Pickens. Let's get 2. Burton, better find a trade back if we do this. We might do that. That's possible. Although we're only giving up a 6th-round selection. So we'll see. See if Atlanta bites. Mike does not want Walker. Yeah, there's some drop issues with him. If not Walker, though, is it Baker? Washington? You go Brendan Rice and go Bloodlines. 12 touchdowns last year. You go McCaffrey. Trade's been rejected. Bengals on the clock. The Falcons take. Jonah Ellis. Still working the phones here. Malik is better than Baker. Burton had a top 30 visit. Jermaine Burton did not have a top 30 visit to Pittsburgh, if that's what you're referring to. He did not come in for a visit. Honestly, had McCaffrey in the 5th, McCaffrey in the 4th. We will see what the Bengals do. Looking at some of the other receivers here in this class. Could be Baker. Would not be a bad idea. 6'1", speed, big play, downfield type of guy. Check out what the Bengals do. They can use a 3rd receiver. And it's the Yale tackle. Gonna make a push here with Seattle. Offer a trade. What does the mock draftable button do? Oh, okay. It's got the web. Oh, didn't work. And Seattle will select Jaden Hicks. We're coming up here. All right, let me know the receiver, guys. Probably not gonna make a trade. We go Baker. Do we go Walker? Baker or Walker? You guys tell me. No poll here. Just going to do an informal eyeball test. Assuming that one of them or both of them are available. And there's 2 picks to go. The Colts, who have taken already a receiver, so we should be good on no receiver there. And then Washington, who has already had a ton of picks. Congrats to them. They've had 5 selections. No receiver taken so far. Not probably a screaming need for the position. With Dotson, Scary Terry there. See what the Colts do. Phillips is still there, yes, but the chat wants a receiver, so the chat will get a receiver. Walker, looks like Walker's pretty much dominating the conversation here. Colts select Missouri corner, the other Missouri corner, who did not go 5th overall. And we are on the clock. The pick is in. And Kyrie Jackson. So for those who wanted Kyrie Jackson, I'm so sorry to disappoint. Weren't going to go him anyway. And the consensus seems pretty clear. Although there's been some chatter for Baker. Most people, I think, have said Tez Walker. And so, Tez Walker, you are a Pittsburgh Steeler. A very offense-heavy start to the Pittsburgh Steelers 2024 NFL Draft. J.C. Latham, Zach Frazier, and now Tez Walker. And I think it's time we go defense with our other third-round pick. D-line's looking thin in terms of our options. Unfortunately, looking very thin. We may be going here at slot corner then. And Andrew Phillips might be the play. Cam Hart is there. So I think we're going to go corner based on the strength. I don't see a D lineman who's fitting right now, unfortunately. Cam Hayward, get ready to play all the snaps again. Trade up for Phillips. We could trade up for Phillips. Trade up. Okay, that's just Matthew saying it a bunch of times. All right, Matthew, point taken. Don't be Chargers guy. And spam. 418 here in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Really, really appreciate that. Pick is in for Cleveland. And they take Jalen Wright from Tennessee. People ask about linebacker. Let's see. We have Cedric Gray, Trevin Wallace. There's some decent, we're pointing out inside linebacker where there's talent to consider. I think it's really Wallace and Gray. But I look at the cornerback situation, the needs there. Also have Renardo Green. Is Green still there? Let's check. Yes, Renardo Green could play in the slot. So it's him and Phillips, I think, at corner. Yeah, I think you got some slot corner options. Still some picks, though. No guarantee both will be there. I would be willing to trade up. Ideally give up one of my 6s. Could also trade down and try to get back a 4, but that's less appetizing if one of those corners are there. If they're gone, then maybe you trade down. And Cole Bishop goes to Houston. Top quarterbacks available just to see what's out there. Not much going on there. Top tight ends. Ben Sinnott, Cade Stover, Theo Johnson. Here are some of the top tackles available. Blake Fisher is still there, believe it or not. So is Rosengarten, Christian Jones playing right tackle for Texas. Bo Limmer at center. Zinter coming off the injury. So there's still some O-line talent out there. But I'm very happy with our picks. Guard. You want to see guards? Sure, we can look at guards. We'll do that after the Dallas pick because they're about to flip the screen on me. And Torrey Taylor is still there. I kid. Who are the top fullbacks? What do they have as fullbacks? Nothing. Come on. Show some fullback love here. Walk the mock. Put Bell from Florida State there. As the Cowboys take Blake Fisher. We do have a scouting report on fullbacks on Steelers Depot. Maybe the only website to have a scouting report on Oklahoma State's mullet-wearing, mustache-having Braden Cassidy, who will not be drafted and may even be a tryout guy, but kind of one of the few, wouldn't call him a true fullback. He kind of played H-back, but will be used as, I think, a fullback in some capacity wherever he lands for rookie minicamp. Kamara there for edge. He is, but I'm not taking an edge. It's too luxury right now. There's still so many needs, areas to address, unless the value was so overwhelming that would compel me to go otherwise. And I don't see it there with Kamara. Yeah, Bell is a fullback. They don't list him as a fullback, but they should put somebody there. Yeah, they have Zinter as a tackle, I think. which is weird. As the Packers take Bullock, so some safeties going after the position was light and unrepresented early. So we went J.C. Latham in the first, Zach Frazier trading up for him, and a good deal with Washington in the second, and then Tez Walker in the third. And now we await our pick at 98 overall here in the third round. Thank you guys for being here. Really good, strong, consistent turnout today. I appreciate that. So we are waiting on our corners. Elijah Jones from Boston College. He's there, but I think we've got our sights set on one of two men, either Andrew Phillips or Renardo Green. There goes Burton to Tampa Bay. Do we trade up for one of these slot corners? I would be trying to give up my 6th round pick. What's that, 174, 175? Might be an option for us. Do I think I got 3 starters with my first 3 picks? I do. Walker might need some work, but yeah, I think Frazier for sure. I think Latham. And yeah, I think Walker, based on not having much else, is certainly going to be given all the chances to start. Puma says no. Joe says yes on the trade-up. The duality of man. Cardinals pick us in. Mark says we have Patrick P. on hold. Don't trade up. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. There goes Cade Stover, Arizona. Garrett says Keith Randolph in the 5th, 6th round will be a great fit, in my opinion. That's valid. That's a good point, Garrett. I still think slot corner, because even with Patrick Peterson, it's a 1-year thing with him, and you're done. So if you take Peterson, you're looking at slot corner next year. How many picks did the Commanders have? They have a ton. Yeah, they had a million selections here. We'll check. Yeah, and they got another one they got back-to-back in the third. So it's a good draft. They're loading up on picks. All right, scroll back down here. We are picking shortly. And then not again until the 5th round after that trade with Washington that got us Zach Frazier. Cam Hart. So seeing a lot of DBs go. Cedric Gray is out there. Let's see who the top punters are. Okay, can't scroll down on that guy. Top kickers, Josh Carty. Where are the top long snappers? Where's Joe Shimko at? Check the chat here. How did Puka Nacua fall so low last draft, and what were your thoughts on him? He had a really good first day at the Senior Bowl, and then he got hurt, a concussion or something happened, and then obviously he couldn't participate the rest of the way. But I didn't see him having the amazing season or being the tremendous player that he was. I would love to tell you I was smart enough to identify that. I was not. And the Bucks take Cedric Gray, so he is off the conversation for us. Yeah, Thomas, we gotta look at special teams for sure. We're all about special teams for sure. Our friend Hexanti. Alex, you are a terrible decision maker. You don't know what you are doing. You just pick players based on names, but you have no clue about them. So our friend here, unhappy with our selections that were in part made by you guys too. But that's okay. Everybody has their opinion, and not everyone will love our selections, which is a mock draft, and I am not actually drafting for the Pittsburgh Steelers. An important reminder. Can you switch back to corner, please? We can, Joe. Phillips, James, Brownlee, Carson, Pritchett, King. Also, Renardo Green is listed as a free safety. Jaron Jones from Florida State. As the Ravens select Trey Benson from Florida State. Yes, Van Pran Granger is still there, Jay, although with Zach Frazier, other needs, we will not be taking him, but he is still available. The top centers, interior linemen, I will scroll through for you. If I take off corner. Oh, hold on. Now, here we go. McCormick, Bordellini, some guys. I'm a big fan of Brandon Coleman from TCU. Daquan Hardy could easily be on this team, but him lasting to 178 could be an issue. Yeah, Hardy did the report on him. If Pittsburgh had more defenders on punt return, be additional value. He's got ball skills. He's undersized, obviously, but he's a guy that certainly, I think, plays the ball in the air extremely well. Aaron, if this falls this way, I'd be bouncing off the walls. We'll see. It fell really well for Omar Khan last year. He did a good job maneuvering the board, too, so credit to him. They need a good draft because they're going to count on this rookie class to play a lot. And there goes Andrew Phillips. A nice pick there from the 49ers. Right in front of us. And so now we are looking at Renardo Green, it appears, as our top name. That one hurts. Maybe I should have been more aggressive on a trade up, but I thought the board might fall. But yeah, I was mentioning that Pittsburgh's rookie class, barring something unforeseen happening, will be playing a lot and be counted on to produce early. Talk about the holes at center, at receiver, tackle if they draft one early, slot corner, even outside corner, somebody gets hurt. They're going to have to really hit these picks and get guys that can step in and play right away. Trade down. No, we're going to stay. We're going to stay. We got Green sitting there. Our friend Hex says, it is a fact, not an opinion, that I am a terrible decision maker. So apparently that's an objective fact. That's okay. Not going to please everybody. As the Chiefs select Kalen Carson from Wake Forest. And so we're coming up here. If Green is there, we take Green. If he's gone, we panic. Those are our two options. And the Seahawks making a quick pick. See who they take. Mason McCormick from South Dakota State. And so the Bengals are in front of us. We'll see what they do. What have the Bengals done so far? They've taken D-line, tight end, and tackle. Oh, we're back to the first round. Again, our picks so far, J.C. Latham, Zach Frazier, Tez Walker, poised to go defense, but we'll see what the Bengals do. Trice or Rush, who do you prefer? They're really both unknowns. I mean, Trice, I'd love the value in the 7th round. The injuries were concerned. Tear the ACL last year. I like Rush a lot coming out of South Carolina. Obviously, he had a really bumpy rookie year. Not making it in Indy, going to the Chiefs, then signed by Pittsburgh. Going to camp to see how they both do. It's really, you're not sure on either one of those guys. So big camps for both. All right, pick is in. Let's see what the Bengals do. And there goes Punai from Kansas, and I think we know where we're going to go with Renardo Green. We good with Renardo Green from Florida State? I don't see a lot of other tremendous options at this point. I'm happy with that to get work in the slot. Play right away. D linemen aren't there. Trade offer coming in. Let's check it really quickly. So our Chargers friend. We will not be doing it, though. And yes, we're going to go Renardo Green. I'm happy with that. Phillips would have been nice, but I'll take Renardo Green. I know Josh Carney, a fan of him. All right. Will I be at the entirety of camp this year? Yes, I intend to. As I've been for every year it's been publicly available, I have the intent of being there for every day at camp. And let me know if you guys are going. If you're going out to camp ever, drop me a note, and we'll say hello. I'm easy to spot. I sit usually 50-yard line up a little bit, and I'm the nerd with a notebook and the binoculars. So that's me. Easy to spot. Matthew, very solid first 4 picks. Alex, sorry for spamming the chat. That's okay, Matthew. Appreciate you being here, man, and thank you very much. I'm happy with the picks as well. Ultimate Elite, thank you very much. Mike, very happy with the selection. Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy with this. I mean, again, you're not going to hit everything perfectly the way that you want to. I think this is pretty close to ideal. As the Commanders take Rosengarten. All right. So it is 10:40. Should we finish the draft out? It's going to be a while if we do that. What do we want to do here, guys? What do you think? I mean, it probably won't end until close to midnight. At least we're not picking in the 7th round. Just getting here. Alex, can you give us a rundown of your picks real quick? Mr. Wells. Yeah, J.C. Latham. He fell to us after a weird first round. Right tackle. Plug and play. Move Jones over. Frazier trading up for him in round 2. Need that center. Last guy available. Really good deal with Washington giving up a 4, getting back a 5. And then Tez Walker in the 3rd. Top receiver on the board. Renardo Green just took him. Top slot on the board. Trade the rest of your picks to move up and then finish. I'll put it to a poll after the Panthers pick. As they take Javon Baker, who we considered earlier. I will ask your opinion. Give it a couple minutes, and I will do what you guys say. You guys are my scouts. I appreciate the help and the insight, and a much better take 2 at the draft than I think I did the first time. All right, Pittsburgh Toddy, thank you so much for being here. Aaron, thank you. Again, we might be staying. I've not committed to leaving yet. Knight Thomas, thank you for being here. Garrett, you're welcome. I appreciate it very much. And yeah, we have a great crew at Steelers Depot who put in a ton of work. We are about to cross 300 scouting reports for the site for this draft season, which is the most by far we've ever done. We did 272 last year. That's Braylon Allen staying local in Wisconsin. All these just a lot of big running backs up there in Wisconsin. But yeah, great crew overall. Got some final mock drafts going up starting tomorrow. Scott Pavel will have one of his final mocks, and then throughout the next couple of days until the draft, we'll have mocks and final ones by a lot of the Depot crew. So I know mocks can be sometimes a little much, but people like them, and for the final ones, final predictions, they're always pretty interesting to go check out and compare and contrast. Thomas R., thank you so much. Appreciate that. Can I go over round 1 again? Yeah, we will do that, Douglas, after this pick because it's going to switch off here. Can we see D-line, please? Yeah, we can. I will do that after we go through round 1 after this pick. Alex, when are you doing the centers in with What the Steelers Look For series tomorrow? The article is done. It's interior offensive linemen, but obviously including centers. Malik Washington, a very Patriots pick to go Malik Washington. So You will see who checks boxes. It's interesting. I will say that. But that will go up tomorrow. I will also do one on the corners. I have not done the corners yet, but I will do a cornerback one, and that might be it. Anyway, first round, somebody had asked earlier. Weird at the top, Harrison. Then the quarterbacks, Rakestraw, just speeding past that for a second. It got kind of normal after that. Big run here, offensive lineman, including us taking J.C. Latham at 20, Paris Johnson at 22. Receivers kind of went later, DBs went later. And then somebody asked about D-line. Here are the top linemen. Taylor, Carter, Jackson, Davis, Gabe Hall is there. Randolph Jr., Crumity, Logan Lee, love it. I feel like as a one-tech plugger. All right, Mahogany goes. Let's check the poll. I have no idea what the results are, if I'm going to finish the draft or not. All right, let's see the results here. Let's see. Oh, 51% said no. Okay. All right, then we'll where are we at here in the draft? We're in round 4. I'll compromise this way. We'll go with a 5th round pick just to do a 5th round pick. It'll go relatively quick. Maybe I'll even try to trade up and do something, and then we'll call it after that. So we'll make one more pick here since we're already still here. We'll do that. We'll try to make a trade up or something and then get out of here. So we got to figure out what we're going to take. D-line, inside linebacker, you double dip somewhere. Do you go safety? Probably not. Gabriel. Murphy, one of the Murphy brothers off the board. McCaffrey, do we do? Yeah, we could. Scroll back up here to the picks. Let's see. I'm thinking D-line, Leonard Taylor, Carter, Gabe Hall. Again, developmental. I mean, it's not like it. Gabe Hall's very similar to Mason Smith. Just you can get him cheaper though. Inside linebacker, you got Wallace and Eichenberg. That's interesting. See what outside corners there are. Oh, Brownlee. There goes Van Pran Granger to Tennessee, even though they have Cushenberry, but we're in round 4, so that's fine. Let's see, Elijah Jones, Jalen Simpson, Smith Wade, Prince. I like Willie Drew from Virginia State. Dude's ball production was off the charts. He's got some size. A little thinner, needs to get stronger. Need a corner. Yeah, I mean, certainly outside corner. We've taken Green to play corner. Again, I mean, outside, again, Dante Jackson is very much a Band-Aid, so I get the idea of trying to find something behind that, and depth is already thin. There's no question about that. But again, just so many other needs and considerations. It's hard to fill everything. You don't think, take a corner, what do you do at receiver? It's just one of those things where there's so many trade-offs. And yeah, you could stay at tackle and keep Dan Moore and Broderick Jones on their sides, and you can live with that. You can win well enough with that. But is it ideally what you want and looking for? I don't think the team is looking for that, as Jordan Travis goes to the Giants. We're playing Green at slot corner. I mean, he's listed as a free safety, but I think most people would call him corner, slot corner. So our chat was taking him with the intent of playing cornerback, certainly not to play, true blue free safety. Thoughts on Pritchard? I've not done really any homework on Pritchard, to be honest with you. Just being honest. Somebody else wrote the report on him. We got the report up on the site. But I can only get to so many guys. I'll have probably watched, 75 guys or so. I'll have officially written close to 50 reports by all is said and done. I didn't get out to the Senior Bowl this year, which hurts you a little bit in terms of exposure to all of these guys. But that's kind of where I'm usually at each year from a draft standpoint. Yeah, Kalen King really fell. That happens every year. And King was that guy. As Brendan Rice goes to the Rams. Am I trading up soon? We can start to try. I don't know if I have really the firepower to do that right now. If I go like 5 and 6 to go up. I can make an offer to somebody and just see with just a computer and just kind of figure it out. Let's see here. Rejected. I can do a future pick maybe. Just to we'll let the Falcons pick come in though. It's Gabe Hall. I mean, at this point, Gabe Hall, he's got issues for sure. I'm not super high on him. But in terms of what's out there, as DJ James goes, and I got to scroll again. Oh, let's see. Where was I looking at? Jacksonville was the team I was looking at. Just try to trade a next year's for their 4th round pick. All right, it's been accepted. All right, we moved up. I didn't want to pick immediately to give us some time to talk about it, but we had moved up in the draft. So now we're picking, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 selections. So we should figure out who we're going to take. Always a good plan. Trade and then decide. Let's see. We got linebackers. You got Wallace, I think might be one of the better talents out there. D-line. We got Taylor, Carter, Hall, Randolph, but that goes a little early on Randolph. And then corners, Brownlee. Corner's not looking great. Simpson, but already got a slot type of guy. As Taylor Demerson goes, the trade was us trading our 5th round pick and next year's 4th for a 4th round pick. Maybe not the best trade, but we're just trying to trade up since you guys said we don't have to finish out the draft. So that's where that went. Go with McCaffrey. You want to go with Luke McCaffrey? Let me put up a poll here really quickly. We're going to, whoever wins the poll is who I'll take. That's what we're going to just decide upon here. We're going to go McCaffrey, Wallace, the linebacker, or Gabe Hall. And whatever you guys decide when we're on the clock will be our pick, assuming that guy is available, which we'll see. Johnny Wilson is still there. And that will round things out for us. So this is all pure scout, pure fan vote. Like American Idol. You guys pick the winner. As the Jets take, there he is. There he goes. Johnny Wilson. Yeah, would I double dip this early on a receiver? I probably wouldn't, but we'll put McCaffrey out there. I get it. Over Taylor, I don't know. You could go Leonard Taylor. I think Gabe Hall has, if he can play lower and play with better pad level, you have something there. But that's what I probably biased because I watched more and wrote the report on Gabe Hall and not Taylor. Carter. Ultimate Elite, not a fan of Leonard Taylor. Wouldn't hate Johnny Wilson as a big slot. Yeah, well, off the board now. Let's see, it goes Raiders, Ravens, Jaguars, Bengals, and then us. For our last pick in our Walk the Mock version 2.0. Raiders take Josh Newton from TCU. Yeah, I like Kamara. I just feel like the need isn't there and the value isn't overwhelming to take him. So we go Arthur Smith and just take a bunch of tight ends. Theo Johnson. Barner is a blocker. What quarterbacks are out there? Milton. See what Baltimore does here. They're good at taking our picks, so probably whenever the names in the poll will be their selection. All right, let's see what Baltimore does here. Eric DaCosta decides. And Zach Zinter. So they're all about the injured offensive lineman. Last year it was Voorhees. This year it is Zinter. Let's see Baltimore. Wiggins, Sweat, Benson, Zinter, the Bengals, Murphy, Sanders, the Yale tackle, Punai, and the Browns. 2 picks because of the no first rounder. In the Watson deal, Jenkins and Jalen Wright. Bengals should take Theo Johnson. That would make sense. Do I think the Steelers will leave the draft more likely with an edge or inside linebacker? Easily inside linebacker. Easily. They're going to draft inside linebacker. Easily. Maybe we want a guy that can rotate in and keep TJ and Alex fresh. That's going to be Nick Herbich's job. So that's going to be, him. And then you got Jeremiah Moon as your number 4 special teamer. As the Jags take Kamara. No Kamara off the board. All right, I'm going to stop the poll as the Bengals are picking in front of us. I have no idea who is the selection. And we'll see what you guys decide. This is entirely not entirely because I made the poll, but it's a democratic type of vote. And easily, Luke McCaffrey with over half the votes. All right, I did not think he would. I thought Wallace would be the guy. I probably personally would have gone Wallace here. I'll hedge, but I will go Luke McCaffrey unless the Bengals take him. So we will load up here on offense in this draft. Overall, very happy with this draft. Yeah, I get that, Nigel, if one guy goes down, but your depth can only be so good. And if you're really strong at edge, and then you're weaker somewhere else. So you do have Moon. All right, Bengals take running back Notre Dame, which means based on our scout poll, people love the bloodlines, and it's going to be Luke McCaffrey. So we're going to go receiver here in the 4th round, trading up to conclude our draft. Quarterback turned receiver turned Pittsburgh Steeler. So our draft is J.C. Latham, Zach Frazier, Tez Walker, Renardo Green, Luke McCaffrey. 2 trades. Trading up for Frazier, which was a huge deal, and then trading up for Luke McCaffrey, although not just for McCaffrey, it was just to make the pick a little bit sooner. Get Green to play slot corner, Walker, potential starting outside receiver opposite of George Pickens, Frazier, Latham, starting along the O-line. McCaffrey, not entirely sure what he'll do, but we'll figure it out. He's a gamer. So I'm happy with that overall. So, you guys have any final thoughts or questions? Let me know. If not, we'll begin to wrap things up. Again, we'll have my final mock draft Tuesday, draft roundtable next week, probably Monday. Omar Khan, Mike Tomlin speaking as well. Likely, almost certainly next week, early Monday, Tuesday. We'll see. Not officially announced yet. As the Colts take Theo Johnson, not the Bengals. Final mock drafts overall. I think Days will go up Wednesday, his first and also final mock draft. I'll have my look for study on interior offensive linemen tomorrow. I'll have corners a little bit later on. Final scouting reports going up. I'll have one on Corey Couch tomorrow. Tavian McCarthy, the corner from Mercer that jumped 44 inches in his vertical. That'll be on Saturday. And then Tanner, what's his last name? The quarterback from Wisconsin. Tanner Mordecai, which I know is I'm looking at like potential fourth camp arms. So I'm kind of shifting a report to that. I'll have that probably Sunday or Monday. What was the trade to get Frazier? It was a good trade, I would say so. Gave up a 2 and a 4 to move up 11 spots in the second round and got back a 5th, which we then traded up to get Luke McCaffrey, excuse me. Seattle, they take Trevin Wallace. You're welcome, Woods. Thank you so much. Brenton says I'd take the 1, 2, and 4 for sure. Thanks, Alex. Thank you, Brenton. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let me scroll back up. You guys can see our selections here. Oh, it's getting weird. Yeah, Latham, Frazier, Walker, Green, McCaffrey. And also want to thank our Chargers friend for stopping the spamming of the trade offers. We got 101. It's like Dalmatians in trade offers. And he was nice enough to stop when we asked him to. And so we appreciate that and appreciate you guys certainly here for being with us for both live streams. We'll have a lot of post-draft coverage. I'll do more video breakdowns, certainly when the picks get made officially this upcoming week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll finish things out with the Eagles pick. We'll see what the other side of the state does as the Rams take Leonard Taylor third. How many humans are left? There's some. What podcast do I listen to? I don't know. It's nothing really interesting. I don't even know what I'm listening to lately. It's usually just random stuff. Not even like true podcasts, but videos. Some car stuff. Doug DeMuro, if you guys know him, does all the car reviews. Some of the car stuff, Hoovie's Garage, some Scotty Kilmer. I haven't listened to Scotty Kilmer in a while. Some financial, personal finance, just boring stuff. But that's it. And then usually just, I don't know, whatever news of the day is to keep me semi-informed about the happenings in the world, because I'm 71 years old, apparently. Eagles pick is in. And the Eagles take Marshawn Lloyd. My dream first-round pick, it's hard on the dream. Like, Roma Dunze would be incredible. Let's see. ODG Dorkman, did my thank you super chat go through? I don't recall getting it. If it did, I apologize if I missed it somewhere. I can't look at my phone the entire time, but thank you so much, ODG. I do appreciate that. I'm sure it went through, if you said it went through, if you did submit one. So thank you for that. You've been at so many live streams on our Monday live streams with Dave and myself and here tonight, and we certainly thank you for that. Jared, thank you as well. All right, we're going to wrap things up here. I will let you know. Well, let's see. An archive version of this should go up at some point, I think. So we'll figure that out as well. But that's going to do it. I'm going to turn the sound off here. You want to hear that clicking in the background? But yeah, happy with how things went overall. So thank you guys so much, and we will talk to you soon.